What's up, everybody? How are you doing?
What's up?
We are in 2020, and I'm glad to be doing another broadcast. I know it has been a while, child.
Yeah.
I've been busy behind the scenes, and I've been working my voice a lot. So this is not going to be a long video, but it's such an important video because so many of us are talking about leveling up, getting what we really want. 2020 is here. It's already about to be February. So if you're not already in the line of your goals, this is a good broadcast that'll probably get you in the right direction. This is Chief Montana, everybody. It's good to have you, Chief.
Hey, it's good to be here. I know it's been a while. It's been quite a while, hey.
But you've been doing good behind the scenes too. ARC, if you guys haven't heard about the Ancestral Renewal and Communication Community, get into it. Go to chiefmontana.com so that you can get divinations and you can connect with this community of spiritual enlightenment and real solutions, right? And that's what we're going to talk about today. This is real game. I'm not going to be here long. If you want to get yourself up where you are without a huge social media following, without a lot of money, but you know you were put on this earth to do more than just pay bills and die. We gonna talk about really living in your purpose.
What about stay black and die?
Oh, stay black and die.
Right.
That's the other one. You're gonna have to do a little bit more than stay black and die because rent is due, and it's a real prevalent fact that a lot of us are suffering, honey. If you don't know we suffering, just turn on the news, look at Facebook, look at your timeline. People are in a great state of depression. This is the Great Depression, great spiritual depression. So the idea that you can get paid and live your dreams and live your purpose, that sounds real crazy to some people, and I get that. But I'm talking about what's real and the people that want to hear this. That's who I'm talking to today. And I brought Chief Montana on because he has a story that hasn't been shared. I've talked a lot about my story leaving the flight attendant industry in 2011. It's 9 years that I've been off the corporate plantation, and I've seen the difference that my life has taken. I've seen the difference in what it's like when you can wake up whenever you want.
Yeah, you know, you can wake up when you want, go to sleep when you
want.
want.
Go to sleep when you want, have a midday nap. Like, that's a real lifestyle for me now. And I know I've struggled with depression like a lot of people are. I was taking Klonopin, Lexapro, and Wellbutrin, and I had a raving drinking problem as a flight attendant because I was just that depressed and I needed something to take the edge off. So after I jumped out, I created a ton of different brands, but two in particular, Don'tDateLosers.com. It was a matchmaking firm, and then I evolved that into women empowerment. I used Meetup.com before Facebook, and I parlayed that into a series of different events on the event circuit, and a lot of different things that had to do with matchmaking and singles events. So I've been out here as a serial entrepreneur because I made a decision in 2010 when they let me go from the flight attendant industry. I said, I'm not looking back because I knew I was going to either kill somebody or kill myself.
Wow.
That's how bad it got for me. So as I've been out, fast forward now in the last 3 years, I've been able to see the power of just utilizing what you have, living in your purpose, and having a spiritual component and being led in that direction. A lot of people are missing that component, and that's why we also have him here. If you are at a job that's a soul-crushing job, I get that too. If you just simply want something different and you're tired, a lot of our depression and a lot of our mental state is because we're not simply doing what we were created to do.
Absolutely.
And that's going to create a lot of instability, a lot of depression, a lot of unrest inside. So it's about living your purpose, and you can live doing what you enjoy. You don't have to do all the bells and whistles and do social media. You see me, you see what I'm doing in the last 3 years. I got this social media presence. I ain't even doing it all big with the million followers, but yet and still I've been able to create income for myself and use my cell phone, my little raggedy Android phone, as an ATM, and I'm hell bent on sharing this game. But I found out that it was a component that I was missing, and when I started using it, it took things into turbo gear, and I also started to see my circle. And if you want to be successful, you need to put yourself around people that are where you want to be, the top earners. And so one of my mentors, one of the people that I've been able to see to be those top earners without all that hustle and bustle, was somebody that started this social media thing right with me, and that's Chief Montana. So I'm going to give him a second to just share his background, because as I said, you know, I'm coming from a flight attendant industry. I ain't have all this money. We ain't get paid like that, okay? I'm going to just say that. So, you know, coming out of this industry and seeing the amount of money that you can make without a degree, because I don't have no degree. I got my degree in the School of the Hard Knocks, okay? But I see the potential that we can earn just by being ourselves and just by utilizing our gifts and using what's available to us that's for free. Social media, it is a beast if we know how to use it, and even what you already have outside of that. So this is one person that I saw that wasn't doing all that hustle and bustle, but yet and still I saw his operation grow and grow and grow. So I knew he came from a background where he ain't used to being broke. Okay. He don't want to be broke. And he lives quite well. So tell everybody, let's get down to the nitty gritty of how did you do that? How is it that I look up and I'm hustling and putting up post and post and post, and you don't seem to do a lot of that, but yet and still you're probably 4 times ahead of me as far as earning?
Well, the first thing that you have to do is begin to listen. I mean, that is so important. And listening is easy. It's just really slowing your brain down because we're just inundated every day with overstimulation. Okay,
for the people that's like got they notes and broke, listen to what? Listen to what, Chief? Listen to what? See, here he go talking all that spiritual stuff.
So listening to the messages and the directives that you get, because we all get messages and directives, but a lot of times we don't listen because A, we don't know the source of the messages and directives, and B, we don't know that we should be listening at all. Because a lot of times we'll get messages, we'll get directives, from our ancestors that we will just kind of consider as something that's a good idea.
When he's saying directives, I feel like you're saying this intuitive, this gravitational pull towards something. You're gravitating towards something, listening. You know, so in those terms, if something's inside of you beckoning you to do something, you're saying, go in that direction. For the real people that's listening. Okay.
Even outside of like if it's not inside of you, because I got them outside of me where people would just show up or opportunities would show up. For me, it was just a drum. That's all. I mean, I went through 10 years of like drum, and in particular African drumming. Okay. However, it was just a good idea. And my life was full at the time, so it wasn't something that was a priority for me.
And you were also, let me just tell you guys, he came from a software background. You know, when I met you, you were working at Coca-Cola. So he's full-time doing his gift now. Let's just bring that context. We both are full-time, no side gigs, none of that. So you were working at Coke as a software programmer. Correct. And you weren't trying to leave that pretty much. Like, where were you mentally at the time? And let's get them right to what started you to doing this. And how did you replace your income? Like,
so at the time, I was a consultant. And so I was on a contract with Coke. I've been doing consulting work since like the late 90s. So I've been years of doing consulting work, had my own software company. However, there was always something that had me to be unfulfilled. And I just did not know what it was, regardless of how much money I made, how much money I didn't make. It was always something missing at the end of the day. And basically what happened is, unfortunately, all of that had to be taken away from me in order for me to listen. And like I tell my friends all the time, you don't want to go through what I had to go through to get to the point where I'm fulfilling my purpose. Yeah. Because when all those things are taken away, you're left with nothing but just you and you. Yeah. For the most part. And so along that journey of actually beginning to build a business, there were people that came along the way who would just drop ideas, they would drop nuggets, but I didn't necessarily listen.
Pay attention to those people. Boy, people will tell you things. Right. I didn't listen either.
And I didn't listen until a friend of mine just held my feet to the fire.
What was that moment? Because I think it's all about getting that action. Yeah. Okay. So you doing consulting work, and now what he does a lot of classes, and if you don't know, he is a diviner. So that's what he does full time. He gives divinations and he teaches classes. Period. That's it. Okay, it's spiritual work. So what was your first step into that arena for you? And did you have a big social media following? And how did you feel about that?
Zero social media following outside of my friends and my friends out there watching. I don't post So I had like a...
He never posts.
Yeah.
Classes stay full though.
I don't post. I don't get on Facebook a lot. I don't get on a whole lot of social media.
But he booked and busy.
Yeah, that's true too. Mm-hmm. But the thing that had me to actually take the first step is that I remember what one of my mentors told me. He always said, if you ever want to accomplish anything, you have to throw your hat over the fence.
Okay.
And make sure that it's a tall fence. Mm-hmm. So then you have to climb over the fence to get your hat. Okay. And so basically put your butt on the line. Mm-hmm. Put all your fears aside and just do what you're being led to do.
And what was that for you?
And for me, that was teaching ancestor classes.
Teaching ancestor class. So, okay. For the people that are here, I feel that, and I've heard, you'll hear the gurus talk about this too. Start with teaching. Be an expert. Learn what it is that you can teach. Mm-hmm. And from that, you have so much. We're going to give you guys an opportunity to do one-on-one and to be coached with this. So don't worry if you're not taking notes fast enough. We're going to hold you by the hand with this thing because I feel like it's too easy to miss. We all got something we can teach. You about to put your daddy on. Daddy about to be teaching y'all how to, fix stuff around the house. He's got years and years of construction work experience. You got years and years of real life experience, whatever that skill set is. He started with ancestral courses. That was where he was led to go. Mm-hmm. And that first class, what was that like? If you can just kind of give us a brief, type summary of how that went from first class earnings. What was that like? Did you make money? And how are you where you are now earning?
First class, 0 earnings. Mm-hmm. Because I just came up with my own model. And that was just to offer the classes free. Mm-hmm. However, I offered them free, and then next thing you know, I finished those, and then there were more people who wanted to take classes.
Now, he offered them free, but with the stipulation of what?
With the stipulation of, this is drum roll please, with the stipulation of you had to give a personal testimony and smart. Recommend at least 5 of your friends only if you deem the material valuable.
Okay.
Not just recommend them because I don't want to put out trash.
So how many people were in your first class, second class, and
first class, I invited 10 people. Mm-hmm. There were some of the people I knew. They were friends. Some of them were just acquaintances, and some of them I just really didn't know well at all. Okay. What's lower than an acquaintance? Whatever that is, it was some of those. Mm-hmm. And I just offered the class free.
Okay, so you didn't make money for those first few classes. No. Now, when he talks about not making money with those classes, it's amazing because when you look at the numbers and all that other stuff in between, what were the figures looking like? For example, what was the figure of one of your classes, the price point, and how many people where you say, wow, this is actually pretty decent? What was that figure and number head count for you for a class? Because everybody can do this, by the way, and we're going to show you how to do this.
Yeah, so by the time I got to my 3rd class, that's when I began to charge. At that point, and I had around between 20, 25 people, something like that. I don't remember the exact number. And I was only charging $200 per class. And then when people signed up, I was like, whoa! I was like, wait a minute. People are actually interested in this, in this material.
You would be surprised who your tribe is, who your particular gift and interest speaks to. It speaks to somebody, but I think a lot of people are overthinking it. Y'all not listening to those directives, listening to your ancestors and just calling, going to where your joy is leading you. That's where he was being led, was the ancestral classes. Some of y'all are being led in certain areas and you can use the same model and it's going to be good because you like it. And that's the other thing. People ain't going to pay for BS.
No.
Okay. So being in an area where you're actually the expert, okay, and giving something that's of value.
Correct.
And that's super important. And we need to be trained around that too. Sometimes we have something of value, but we need to know how to package it. Okay. And we need to know how to be confident with that thing. Wait.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of stuff in there. What were you going to say?
And, along the way, I didn't realize that until what we were talking about a week ago or so. That I'd actually broken the digital media mold in regards to how you should start any type of social media type.
He don't do no posts, y'all.
And
I stress.
I didn't know I was breaking the mold. I was just doing what I was just led to do.
It makes me think about everything differently.
No website.
Oh. Y'all, and I can attest to that. Y'all are stressing out about stuff that y'all need to have. I know people that's got all the marketing materials and the promo and the branding materials down. Mm-hmm. Hustle, 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 hustle. Some of y'all got the website up, no energy, it ain't really popping. It don't matter. You don't have to have none of that stuff.
None of it.
Like, none of it. And so, when we do the boot camp, we're going to get into the spiritual side of things because it's like a missing link, really. Huge missing link. And we're putting in so much work, all that hustle, instead of just aligning. And that's the next level of doing business. So you can stop hustling and start aligning. Meaning, you can make just as much money with even less effort. And you can have more peace of mind. Okay, so I have 2 links for the men's group, the Warrior School and the Womb School. Men going to Warrior School, women going to Womb School. We're going to be doing some boot camps around this so you can start your business this weekend. Without all of the bells and whistles. You don't need this camera. You don't need you don't need none of that.
Nope. All I had was a laptop.
And he's booked and busy.
That's all I had.
Okay.
I had my laptop.
Booked
and that's it.
And busy. He's booked and busy.
Yeah.
Without a social media account. Okay. I'm serious. He's booked and busy. And that taught me something. And y'all got to remember, if you just remember this, it's more than one way to skin a cat. And I know I'm a country girl from Alabama, but it is more than one way to skin a cat. That helped me. All this hustle, hustle, hustle. Don't you know there's so many ways to make money in the private business sector and all types of stuff. If you get caught up on this one way, you got to open it up a whole lot and shift that paradigm and start getting some real spiritual tools that's going to do some work that you've never started to do and get you in alignment. That's going to get you in alignment. Right. We're missing that component, okay? What else did you want to say about that?
I just want to say, like you said something that's very key.
He's booked and busy. Go ahead.
Oh, well. Is that, we get caught up in the one way and don't understand that one way is the one way of the person who actually told you it's the one way. That was their pathway to success.
Right.
And your pathway to success is different. Like, it's no one's pathway to success is really the same. Even if people attempt to follow one pathway to success, it's going to be totally different when they talk about this story. It's going to be different because what works over here will not work for you because it may not be in alignment with what you're actually attempting to do or attempting to build. Period. But it's really easy to actually figure out what your one way is. It's not difficult at all. It's rocket science, and that's when it goes back to listening and really allowing yourself to be coachable by the world. Yeah. Because the world will actually coach you and guide you where you need to go. Your ancestors will actually coach you and guide you in the direction that you need to go in. We can't walk around being stubborn and saying, "Oh, I got it." That's how I feel. I got it.
They feel like they got this ancestor thing. It's some people that's listening right now that's like, "Oh, I got the ancestors. I got the ancestors. I feed them bread and I feed my ancestors every day, and I go up and light my candles and honey, if you are that person, that's a blind spot that so many of us have. We're not coachable. And that's where our money's not moving. We got all the information, but ain't utilizing it. It's a lot that's deep on the spiritual level. The reason why we can't go to that next level. It's so deep. And, even when it comes to sickness, I knew a lady and so many people, they like, "Oh, I have all those herbs all at my house." But so your problem is not information. It's something deeper. For people that want to lose weight, it ain't that you don't know you need to eat right, drink water, work out. What's stopping you from doing that consistently? Everybody says it's consistency. We got to get to what that is.
Yes.
The root of that.
And the root of that, a lot of times, is something that you can't even see.
Correct.
It could be something in your bloodline that's stopping you. As a matter of fact, it's stopping everybody in your whole family. And we can get to the root of like what that is, or I can show you how to get to the root.
I've seen a huge difference in my life,
that is.
And they need to know that. This will shift you. Hustle, confused about how to get into a business opportunity, to being clear, to waking up one morning and every opportunity that you could have dreamed of is boom, right in your inbox. That's the life I'm talking about. It's people 40, 50, 30 years old that's still stuck on some simple part of building an empire. you're stuck on something simple because it's something that's trapping you on a spiritual soul level that needs to be cleansed. And that's what's going on. So for this boot camp and for the knowledge that we're going to be sharing, we want you to get into the womb school for the women. This is a full self-development program where we're talking about mind, body, spirit healing, and our economic status as a people is in a state of terminal illness. We're sick mentally, we're sick economically, we're sick spiritually. We got to get all of those things in alignment. Stop hustling. We stressed out. We the most stressed out, sick, sexed up people it is because we're stressed. We're unhappy. We're unhappy. Depression is an indicator that you're not using your gifts. So go into the womb school or the warrior school. We're going to be doing more of this and giving you an opportunity to start this week.
Yeah, definitely this week.
This week. All your brands, bring what you feel like you've done. Bring all of that. Be teachable and be ready to be put on a fast track because we have so many more ways that you can not even hustle, but make money. Yeah. Okay, live where you want to live. Wake up when you want to wake up. You can think this is a scam. I don't like MLM. That's not me, but I've learned a lot of business knowledge from network marketing. So I don't mean it. I don't like MLM. I don't want to have to create this database and the up line, the down line, the side line, this line, and call it. I don't want to do all of that. Because that's too hard. I want to be easy and just do what I like to do. That's the type of moves we're talking about making in 2020. Not just doing something that's going to make you some money, but doing something that gives you a sense of purpose and pride. And you do it with ease, okay? So I'm going to leave it there, guys. We've given you the information how you can stay in touch and do this boot camp with us in the womb school. If you're an official member, get your book, update your dues, and so you'll be able to get those classes. Did you want to say anything else, Chief Montana? Because this is so good. I'm glad you guys are soaking up this game right now.
One of the things that my elders would say all the time, if you're not coachable, if I can't teach you, then I won't teach you. It's simple. And so before we're going to make a post of when this particular class is going to be this session. And before the session, I want everybody to do one thing. Go to your friends, ask 5 friends, 5 family members, whether or not they consider you as a person who's coachable. If they say no, you may want to consider not attending. But if they say yes, then definitely come. But if they say no, I use consider intentionally because you may want to evaluate that. It's something that you may want to look at.
That's so good.
Because it's not really what you think about yourself. It is how the world views you. That is actually how you treat it in life. Period.
Oh my goodness.
So if the world views you as being uncoachable, then people don't want to have nothing to do with you. Even though you may consider yourself as the most coachable person in the world. But nobody else does.
Do that. Seriously, guys. If he tells you to do that, do that. That's going to set you free right there. Yeah. And you've already started taking steps to shifting your paradigm and leveling up in 2020 and being a better version of you. It starts with stuff like that. And getting around people that's in a winner circle. As I said again, for those that's joining me, I looked around and was like, wait a minute now. I know people that don't have a social media account. And they stay booked and busy, classes stay full, and they just walk through life, enjoying life. You gotta ask them people what they doing. Because unlike your pastor, this is a spiritual leader that's gonna tell you how he got on. I was one of them people that was at church and saw the pastor living good, and it pissed me off because I'm like, tell us how you got that though. Don't tell me about Jesus. Don't tell me about all this esoteric and and ancestors. Don't even tell me none of that. Tell me what you specifically did and how did it create resources, tangibles. How do I get out of this craziness of being depressed over money? What did you do? I see you living well. What did you do? That's why I'm pointing y'all in this direction here. That's what it's about. Get around people that's going to really break it down to you and tell you how to really live this good life, okay? And everybody has something to offer. If you're listening to this video, if you're here on this video, it's probably you. Spoiler alert. You're probably one of those people that have a gift and talent and don't know how to monetize it, but that's what I like to do. I'll take you from your zodiac sign, your skill sets, your gifts, your weaknesses. It's a whole mythology or even a method that I have in spiritual tools that I've learned to use to help people find their inner GPS and get them on the right track to fulfilling their purpose and destiny. If you're not fulfilling your destiny or don't know what it is, you are likely depressed. It is a void inside of you that you are just, you don't know what it is. You can't smoke. You can't get high enough. You can't drink it away. You can't sex it away. It's going to always be there until you figure out, who am I? What have I come to do? Where am I going? Those are some of the fundamental questions that we have inherited and we have incarnated in this life with. And until we start answering those questions and asking those questions, we're going to be doing this right here, around and around in circles. And hating on people that then got out the dog pound and got off the plantation, living where they want. I'm going to show y'all how to live a laptop lifestyle, live wherever you want. I'm an ex-flight attendant, baby, and I'm a Sag with a Pisces moon, so it's got to be my way. I don't want to be told what to do. I know how it feels to wake up in the morning when somebody calling you, your stomach hurt, Sunday night blues, stomach be, oh, shit, I gotta go up in there. I know that feeling. It make you feel sick. I was a flight attendant on call. Every time I saw that number show up on my phone, I was like, God, y'all got that. That eats away at your health, your wealth, your livelihood. So I'm going to leave it there, y'all. I just want to take y'all on this journey with us in 2020 because we're going to be doing some big moves. Yeah. And I've been able to learn a lot from you. So thank you for breaking that down. Y'all need to really learn from this man. And he's probably one of the best teachers and the best representatives that I know doing what he loves to do with very little stress. That's a power move. Find people that not only are, wealthy, but that are mentally stress-free. Okay, because that's real wealth too. And healthy. He's 51, but looks 41 and got the body of a man 21. Shout out to Effect Fitness, But anyway, I'm going to leave it right there, man. I'm just glad that y'all are joining. I'm glad that we have so many people that we're going to be helping, in the womb school. We've got so much for the men and the women so we can come together, create these empires. We ain't got to have all these social media hustling going on. You ain't got to do none of that. We're going to show you how to do this thing. Look, I ain't got no million followers, but girl, I bet I got enough that'll help you replace your soul-crushing job. That's the way I put it. I'm just practical and country, honey. I keep it simple. So, love you guys for joining. Anything else, Chief Montana?
And I just want to say that, what we're up to in this workshop is not self-help. It's definitely not that. Self-help is a $5 billion industry, and really self-help should, if it really worked, self-help industry should have gone out of business by now. The only reason it continues to thrive is because people aren't getting help. It's simple. And so this is not about self-help. There's nothing at all about this that is about self-help at all.
She said, Chief Montana was the one that told me that I have the spirit of the Dahomey women, and life has been a blessing ever since. I even took the name and created a business. I hope to link up with both. Wow, that's powerful. And Belinda said something to you also. She said, we have two beautiful souls, and since she met us, she found her. This is about life-changing stuff. I ain't about MLM and multi-level marketing and pyramid schemes and call you up, blind down. No. I just want to help people get some money. They PayPal, they Cash App, Bank of America. It's about tangibles, honey. And I'm just like that. So you drop some golden nuggets.
You should be able to really, and not in a fantasy kind of way, but in a real way. You should be able to take a vacation and go someplace for 30 days and not even blink an eye. You should be able to really navigate the world and navigate your life the way that you see fit.
And that's African. All of this other stuff we done learned to just hope and wish and pray. And I got to ask for my time off, my PTO. Let me see if it's approved. Okay, it's not approved. Let me get FMLA, family medical leave. Child, we doing everything just to be normal. This is human to want to wake up when you want to wake up. And so we've normalized insanity. We've normalized these very toxic relationships in work and who we give our time to in this culture where we live. Y'all living in places that ain't stimulated you and never. That's like being with a man that ain't ever gave you an orgasm. Well, you know what? That's not outrageous to a lot of you. because that's a lot of people's reality. We just used to not getting what we need. Going to church every Sunday, seeing the pastor live well, but you going back to the hood and back to your grind. And he going on vacation. They going to lunch. They going to Houston. They eating good. But they ain't telling you. So it's time out for that. We not the people for that, because what's African is the Ujamaa spirit. It's the spirit of village. It's the spirit of community, because we're a tribal people trying to live European scarcity. I'm going to do me, you do you. Y'all go read that in chapter 1 of my book, An Intro to Breaking Soul Ties and Womb Cleansing. I talked about the RIF virus that we first need to deal with, which is the radical individualism and feminism. Radical individualism is an ideology that came from Europeans. That's scarcity. That's not of our people. That's not the ancestors' way. The ancestors' way is to deal with things as a community. So when you have a tribal people trying to act as Europeans and with that scarcity, you have a very sick people. We're operating out of our true nature. Then you have feminism, and child, we ain't even got enough time to go into how that just messed up the whole thing. It messed up the whole thing, okay? So that's a disease of the virus, the RIF virus that I talk about in chapter 1. And thank you to everybody that has been buying their copies of An Intro to Breaking Soul Ties and Womb Cleansing with the foreword from Chief Montana. Chapter 2 talks about how we were disconnected from source, from our real root work, our real source of power. They knew to Christianize that slave within 8 days. Because, honey, we were sure enough busting heads and killing folks with just the words that we spoke. They had to put stuff in our mouth to bind our mouths and gag us, because we had that much knowledge of our ancestral root work to live and have power and dominion. They had to take that away, honey. And this is what we have today, is the slave, the broken African now. So we want to return to our real knowledge, our real tools, our real systems. And yes, it has everything to do with business. Yes, it has everything to do with your health. Yes, it has everything to do with the quality of your life. And it's time for us to start putting them all together.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for everybody. Put your business in the comment section, what your interest is. If you have a business, if you have a hobby, if you have something you want to teach. That's a good start.
Yeah.
What would you like to teach? My mama was telling me for the longest. She was like, you can teach people how to do lashes and put their wigs on. I said, hell no. I said, Mom, I'm in Atlanta. It's too many people doing that. Yeah. This was back in 2011, and I was just coming out the, flight attendant game. She was telling me so much stuff. And dang near a year later, I was doing women empowerment events and teaching women how to put on wigs, lace wigs, doing makeup, all of those type of events to empower women. Who knew it was going to be women that showed up with me at the beauty supply store that paid $25 a ticket to meet me and get these tips? I mean, I was like, my mama told me this. When I was a flight attendant, the women that used to fly with me, if you was going to fly with me, you was going to have to be a fly attendant, not a flight attendant. You're going to have your hair beat, your makeup beat. And if you came on a plane, I would do your makeup for you, put your lashes on for you. And they said, girl, you could be doing something way more than this. I blew it off. And when we had those long flights, I would sit back there and be doodling, and we'd be having a cocktail, Atlanta to Denver, 3-hour flight, and just talking and encouraging them. And they said, man, Art, I like flying with you. It's like, when I talk to you, I feel like they don't fly with Art. They used to say, don't fly with Art, because she'll have you feeling like you can do anything. And I said, because you can. Why did I say all that? What I was doing was what I ended up doing. I was already a life coach. I just didn't have the words for it. I just was a natural, inspiring person. I encouraged people. And I was a natural beat diva into, beauty and all of this. I had no idea that I was in women empowerment already. Some of y'all are already your gift, your brand, your $1 billion brand. You already doing it, but you ain't got quiet enough. Like my mom used to tell me, just get quiet.
Yeah, I remember
get quiet.
Yep.
Y'all got so much chatter, so much noise going on, so much doubt and fear going on, and you thinking it's got to be a certain way. You think you got to do this YouTube channel. Oh, child! The pressure of what you feel like you have to do.
You go to my YouTube channel, it's probably one video.
Listen, and I'm over here stressed out. I ain't did no video in a long time. Oh God, I'm not a good YouTuber. Stressed out. You ain't got to be stressed out about none of that stuff. You're going to be successful if you heed the call of your ancestors. You get in alignment and stop hustling. That's all I got, y'all. I ain't got no more, as you say to your students. So come in the groups. And we'll be doing a lot with you guys. We're going to be starting this training this week.
Yeah,
this week. So if you're in a group, stay updated for the post. We'll have posts that's going to tell you guys. You will not miss it. And I'm excited for all of you. So if you have a business, if you have a brand or a concept that you want to expand, put it in the comments. Send me an inbox if you want one-on-one help, if you want to get into this boot camp with you, your family, your man, your sisters. It don't matter, okay? So catch the replay, Marva Muhammad. Thank you for my womb sisters. Thank you, guys. I love my womb sisters. If you're an on-code, conscious black woman where this resonates with you, we want you in the womb school. And for the men, if this resonates with you, we want you in the warrior school.
Yeah. And I just want to say this before we leave, I have some very special things. We have some very special things coming up for the men who are in the warrior school. For anyone who's in the womb school, who has their dues current, we have some very special events coming up for them. And anyone who's in the Ancestral Way, who's purchased a book, we have special events coming up for you guys that's only exclusive for those people. Only for those people.
And I know I'm saying, hey, come on. But it's actually these boot camps and all the workshops and free resources. These are going to be for our members, okay? And we're going to be showing you how you can parlay all of your talents in a very real, practical way.
Yeah. I'm excited about 2020.
I'm excited about 2020. All right, guys. Love you. Thank you for your support. Thank you to everybody that's, sharing my posts, all that. And I've been behind the scenes because I realized I ain't have to hustle. No, I just started aligning and getting way more out of that. It's way more effective when you stop hustling and start aligning. And I think that's what a lot of people want to do. And I'm going to help you guys do it because I love you. Have a great day, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.